Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to another episode of our Road to the GOAT series. Got a nice little 33-3 record, 4-0 in the Development League, and we are now moving on to Tier 1 teams, and we are going to be using the Brooklyn Nets. And this is probably the last game I played with the Brooklyn Nets for a while, because just to switch it up, I kind of got tired and bored of playing with them. And there are some other teams that 2K have in the Tier 1 rankings that are interesting to play with, and I haven't even played with them yet. So this will be the last Nets game for now, but whenever I need a easy victory or I want to progress more quickly through the leagues, I'll probably pick the Nets, and you guys will definitely see that video. So in today's matchup, we have the Nets versus the 2016-2017 Golden State Warriors. This right here, it's not a bad matchup because you have Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, and you're going up against the Nets who have Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant as well. So it should be a pretty even matchup, but the Nets on this game, man, no team is going to beat them depending on your skill level. If you're a pretty good 2K player, it's going to be hard to lose with the Nets if you're going up against someone average or even around your same skill set. So this match is definitely going to be hard for my opponent because I have such a high confidence of playing with the Nets that I don't feel like I could lose with them, and we haven't even lost a game with the Nets yet so far, and hopefully that continues in this video. But let's get into the game where we have a nice little 9-4 lead on my opponent. He did a decent job of trying to get his way in the paint, and it showed off in this video. But our offense, man, I'm telling you, the Nets, and I say it every time in the video where I play with the Nets, it's just way too easy to score with this team. You can see we're running the same play again, and it's the same result. James Harden, easy basket. And the thing about the Nets that make them so hard to stop is not even really KD. It's really James Harden, man. James Harden and Kyrie, because they have James Harden at the point guard position. And if you don't go into the menu and put the best defender you have on James Harden or Kevin Durant, James Harden is just going to eat. Look at Stephen Curry cannot even guard James Harden on the drive. And so it's leading to a lot of easy buckets for us. And if you're going to try and help with James Harden, you're leaving another star player open, whether that be KD, Kyrie, or even Joe Harris, who is a knockdown three-point shooter when left open. And this is with the updated roster. The previous games I showed, they didn't have Blake Griffin, so this team has gotten a lot better. And with the addition of Blake Griffin, I'm telling you, there is no one really beating this team if you play with them. This may be the best team I've ever seen assemble on 2K or in real life. In 2K, I have to say in 2K because it's so easy to play with them. But real life, we don't know yet because they are going through a couple of injuries. I know KD is out and Kyrie was out for some parts of the beginning of the season, but now he came back, and then the whole situation with James Harden. But nonetheless, this team is pretty good to play with, man, and this is just easy. But let's talk about the Warriors. The Warriors, I remember in 2K16 and 2K17, well, mainly 2K16 because that was the other time I made it to the Road to the GOAT. The other years for playing out online, I didn't really have much time to play, and so I couldn't make it to the Road to the GOAT. But 2K16, man, the Golden State Warriors, they were just some cheese, man. I remember I had the Los Angeles Lakers with Kobe Bryant, Jordan Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell, and those guys could not hang with the Warriors no matter how good you are. That team was just overpowered, and you know, the next best team is the Nets now. They are the most overpowered team in the game. But the Nets, yeah, that was a team. If you faced them in 2K16, it was going to be a rough match, man. And speaking about 2K16, that is arguably my favorite 2K of all time. 2K11 is up there as well, but the amount of hours I put into 2K16, I was just so blown away by the game. That was definitely my favorite game, and I really like how they had the play now online format, and I wish they went back to that now, but it is what it is. It's nothing we could really do. They've changed the format in 2K17 and haven't looked back yet. And I remember they had for 2K16 they had a whole trailer on how Play Now Online was revamped and everything, and it seemed like a year after that they just went away from it. So I don't know what happened there, but I still like to Play Now Online because I like the simulation aspect, and I don't really have time to play my team and grind through these solo challenges and stuff, and then you gotta buy players contracts. I just like the regular Play Now Online 5v5 mode, and I always wanted to do a online association or online my league, but it's kind of hard to find those leagues with a full 30 guys and then everyone is playing their games and stuff. So maybe hopefully next year I could create something, but that's still a long way down the road, and I'm thinking about it. But maybe I could find an online my league to join and record and post videos on here about it. So back to the game. 31-24. We got a nice little sizable lead. My opponent has gone to zone. You really can't play zone against this team. Look at this right here. Kevin Durant. I mean, if you play zone, we're going to find the wide open shooter. So he is still in that 2-3 zone. He probably should have went to a 3-2 just to try and stop me from shooting. James Harden in the corner gives it back to KD. We're moving the ball around. We can't really find a good shot until we find KD in the same spot again. But he's a little closer to the rim, so they're going to count that as a two-pointer. He's back on offense. Good shot by Draymond Green. He gets the foul in the bucket. And like I said earlier in the video, he did a pretty good job of getting to the paint with his guys. But his shooting wasn't really the best, which is kind of weird because you have two of the best shooters in the league, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and you can even throw Kevin Durant in there as a clutch shooter. We're back on offense again. James Harden, Euro step through the contact, gets the layup. That's it for my opponent. He has seen enough, and that is going to advance us to 34-3. And we only need 2 more victories to get out the development league, and they'll most likely come from a different team than the Nets. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate the support and comments, and I will see you in the next video.